I just posted a video where I shared a story about how we sometimes take on more for Jesus than he's actually asked us to. And one of the comments was, what are some things that we carry for Jesus that he hasn't asked us to carry? And that question reminded me of something that had happened to me a few years ago. I had made this personal commitment to God that I would read the Bible for 10 minutes every single day and pray for 10 minutes every single day. And it wasn't something that God specifically told me to do. It just came from a place of love and a desire to be more disciplined and consistent in my relationship with him. And at first, it really didn't seem like much. 10 minutes a day felt so small compared to the rest of my day. I started strong too. After a few months, however, life happened, as it generally does, right? It began to pile up. Family issues and weekend events, work deadlines. And before I knew it, days would pass and I would miss my reading, my 10-minute reading and my 10-minute prayer. And to make up for it, I would have to add the missed time to the next day. And before I knew it, I found myself praying or reading for 2 hours at a time just to catch up. And while there was definitely a lot of good that came out of this discipline, there was also a lot of stress. And my time with God became less and less about connecting with him and more about completing tasks, like taking out the trash or doing the dishes. And it felt forced, like a child who is visiting their father out of obligation rather than love. So I kept that up for almost 2 years until one day, after praying about it, I decided to just surrender it all to God. And I told him, Lord, I cannot do this anymore. And I laid it at his feet. And the moment that I did, my friends, it was as if a massive weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I felt peace, I felt freedom, and I felt joy again. The kind that only comes from Jesus. It reminded me of his words in Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 through 30, where he says, "Come to me, all of you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." You know, sometimes we get so caught up in doing things for God, whether it's preparing for youth camp, organizing worship, or writing Bible studies, that we forget to simply be with him. So take his yoke, not your own. Release the burdens that you have assumed that he wanted you to carry and rediscover the peace, the ease, and the joy that come from truly walking with the Holy Spirit. Right, Pretzel?